All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about this incredible idea from Seth Godin's book, The Dip. And it's all about one thing, figuring out when you should stick it out and when, believe it or not, quitting is the absolute smartest thing you can do.
I mean, you've heard this a million times, right? Quitters never win and winners never quit. It's like the golden rule of perseverance we're taught from childhood. But what if it's just plain wrong? Yup, it's bad advice. And getting your head around why it's so bad, well, that's the secret sauce to unlocking some truly amazing success.
Here's the big idea. Winners quit all the time. They're actually masters at it. See, the secret isn't just gritting your teeth and pushing through everything. Nope, it's about strategic quitting. It's knowing what to drop so you can pour all your energy into the things that actually matter. So really, it all comes down to this. It's a simple choice, but man, it is not easy. You gotta quit the wrong stuff, the dead-end jobs, the projects going nowhere. You gotta stick with the right stuff, the things with a real payoff. And maybe the toughest part of all, you have to have the guts to just do one or the other. No half measures.
Okay, so why is making this choice so important? Why is it such a big deal? Because here's the thing. In pretty much any field, the rewards for being number one, they're not just a little better. They are massively better. Let's actually look at some examples.
Think about it. The rewards are totally skewed to the top. It's not a gentle curve. It's more like a power law. The person or product at number 1 gets like 10 times the benefit of whoever is at number 10. Being pretty good or just okay, honestly, that gets you next to nothing. Take a look at ice cream sales. This is a perfect example. Vanilla doesn't just edge out chocolate. No way. It outsells the number 2 flavor by more than 3 to 1. It's a total domination. And everyone else, they're not even in the same league. That right there is the power of being the best. And it's not just ice cream. Look at the movies. The number 1 movie, Invincible, in this case, brought in more than double what the number 4 movie did. It's the same pattern over and over. The winner really does take all, or at the very least, they take almost all of it. So, what's the takeaway here? It's that scarcity creates value. The whole reason being number 1 is so valuable is precisely because it's so hard to get there. That difficult journey, that struggle, that's the barrier to entry that creates the scarcity in the first place.
All right, so how do you figure this all out? How do you navigate your own journey? Well, the book gives us 3 really simple but powerful ways to visualize the path you might be on. We've got the dip, the cliff, and the cul-de-sac. Let's break them down.
First up, and this is the big one, is the dip. You know what this is. It's that long, hard slog between starting something new and actually getting good at it. It's that brutal period after the initial excitement has faded, but before you're seeing any real results. It's where almost everyone throws in the towel. And this is what that curve looks like. You start something, it's fun, you learn fast, and then bam, you hit the dip. It feels awful, like you're going backwards. But here's the secret. That setback, that's actually the shortcut. Pushing through that pain is what creates the scarcity we talked about. It's what makes you the best. I love this cartoon because it's so true. This is that moment, right? You're digging and you're just about to hit the diamonds, but the struggle feels like too much. This is the point where most people quit. But the champions, they lean into the dip. They push harder right when it hurts the most. Okay, next up is the cul-de-sac. And that's just a fancy French word for dead end. This is a situation where you work and nothing changes. It never gets better, it never really gets worse, you're just stuck. If you find yourself in a cul-de-sac, there's only one move. Quit. And quit now. And the last one, the cliff, is maybe the most dangerous of all. This is where things feel great. They keep getting better and better, right up until they suddenly drop off and everything just collapses. The book uses smoking as a perfect example. It feels good for a long, long time. And then, suddenly, it's a disaster. The longer you wait to quit, the harder it is. So when you look at all 3 together, it becomes crystal clear. The cul-de-sac is just a flat line. You're going nowhere. The cliff is a fun ride that ends in total failure. The only curve that leads to success is the dip. So your job, your only job, is to figure out which of these 3 paths you are actually on. Okay, so this is all great in theory, but how do you actually use it? How do you become one of these strategic quitters? Well, it's not about just quitting on a whim. It's about having a plan before things get tough. And listen, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. The best quitters decide in advance when they're going to quit. You can't make that call when you're in a moment of panic, when you're deep in the pain of the dip. You have to write it down. I will quit this if X, Y, and Z happens, before you even begin.
So before you pull the plug on anything, ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, am I panicking? If the answer is yes, just stop. Don't do anything. Never quit when you're panicking. Number 2, who am I trying to influence here? Is it just one person or is it a whole market? Because trying to become the best in a market is a worthwhile dip. And third, what kind of measurable progress am I making? And be honest. If the answer is none, then you're probably stuck in a cul-de-sac. And all of this leads to a pretty stark choice. It really boils everything down to 2 options. And spoiler alert, being average isn't one of them. The book puts it bluntly, average is for losers. Now, that sounds harsh, I know, but think about what we just saw with the data. In a world that gives all the rewards to number 1, settling for the middle of the pack, that's a choice to lose. It's a way of coping, really. It's quitting without actually having the guts to quit. So that's really the heart of it. You have 2 and only 2 good choices. You either push through the dip and become exceptional, or you quit. And quitting isn't failure. Quitting is the brave, strategic move that frees up your time and your energy to go find a dip that you are willing to conquer to become the best. So, I'm going to leave you with a question, a challenge, really. Take a hard look at everything you're working on, your job, your side hustle, your goals. Which one of them is a cul-de-sac? Which one is just a dead end, eating up your energy with no real upside? Figure out what it is, because having the courage to quit it today, that's how you actually start winning.